What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is going to be your review of Real Housewives of Dallas Season 3, Episode 3. Now, look, this is a late review, but we're going to get it in. Um, Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hope you like this video. So, listen. The episode picks up where we left off last week, where Brandy is announcing her new baby. Everybody's shocked. Everybody's like, oh my goodness. Now, most people are happy for her. Most people are like, oh, this is so great. You know, I'm really happy for you, Brandy. But you always have one or two people that are sitting around going, So we had Deanne. Deanne was like, I thought her and her husband were having problems in their marriage. I'm surprised that they had a baby. We dealt with that last season. Like, they're good. Like, that's been addressed. And then Cameron, of course, is all in her feelings because she feels, I feel so stupid because you let me believe that you were the one having a baby and I'm standing here now, I'm looking all dumb. And my thing is, and like Stephanie even said to her, she was like, I just didn't want to ruin the surprise. I wanted everybody to be surprised. She was like, yeah, you guessed it, but I knew that in 15 minutes you would know that you were right. I didn't think, and Stephanie was like, I didn't really think it was a big deal. And it's not. It wasn't. It's like when somebody's having a surprise party and you figure out like they're getting a brand new car. Nobody wants to ruin a surprise. I'm not comparing a baby to a car, but y'all understand what I'm saying. Brandy wanted it to be special and she really wanted it to be a nice event. And Stephanie spent 20, did I? Oh, we all talked about that last time. She spent a lot of money on this damn party. So she wanted to go off without a hitch. But we see that Brandy and Leanne step aside and they actually make up. And Brandy says, Leanne, I'm in a different place in my life. I'm in a better space. I just don't want any beef with anybody. I don't want any problems with anybody. Like, if we can just put everything that happened, put it in the past and just agree to move forward. And Leanne was like, oh my God, yes, I would love to do that. She said, I thought me and you were genuinely had built a genuine friendship and it really hurt when we were no longer friends. Like, that really bothered me. And so they agree that they're going to be friends again. And squash everything. Well, not friends again, but they're going to squash everything. So Cameron is like, you know what? This is everybody is getting along. This would be the perfect time for let's take a trip. Let's go to Beaver Creek. Beaver Creek is a place up in, I want to say it was Colorado. She said, my husband's family has this beautiful home up there, and we can take the family jet, and we go up there for the weekend, a couple of days. So of course Brandy is like, look, I ain't had but about 4 hours sleep since we got this baby. I'm ready for a break, and of course everybody is cool with it. The only other thing that sort of happens before we get on the trip is Brandy does confront Deandra about what she said about her taking pills. And, Brandy was like, look, I do take medicine because I have ADHD. I've been taking it since like high school or whatever. She was like, but that's not something I'm ashamed of. But at the same time, I'm in the process of an adoption and you running around telling people that I'm getting high. That's not helping. That's not a good thing. And Deandra was like, well, I never said you. I just talked about people in Dallas using a lot of pills. Like, I never talked about you specifically. But Kara, yeah. She had actually told Brandy because Leanne did say something to her specifically about Brandy. So Kara was like, so Deandra asked Kara, did you tell Brandy? And Kara was like, yeah, this is what I love about Kara. Kara was like, yeah, I said it. And she's like, well, why would you tell Brandy that? She was like, because you said it. And I thought Brandy needed to know that you were running around telling people that she was a drug addict. I thought that was important. I love Kara because Kara's like, look, she stands in her shit. Like, the one thing I love about Kara stands in her shit. And she does not back down. She be like, I said it. I meant it. It is what it is. So Deandra sort of feels like Brandy still has a problem with her. She's like, I just feel like that's something we need to maybe talk about, but we'll talk about it later, because they're still at the party. So she was like, well, this probably isn't the best time to really get deep into it. Okay. So they are all going on the trip. Everybody's agreeing to go. Now, let me tell y'all something about Miss Cameron. Cameron gets on my nerves, but Cameron knows how to have a party, okay? Cameron sent all of the ladies monogrammed pajamas for them to wear on the jet. She was like, since we're not flying commercial, we can get on the jet in our PJs and we can start the pajama party while we flying. I said, now that's what I'm talking about. This trip was a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills caliber trip, okay, Cameron? They flew on the private jet. They had their monogrammed pajamas. They was popping Dom Perignon before they even got on the plane. You understand what I'm saying right now? And they get there. Beaver Creek is, it's a small tourist community. So they get off the plane, they go to the liquor store in their pajamas, okay? In their monogram, they were pink. Pink pajamas. Only person that didn't wear her pajamas was Deanne, because Deanne said her butt's too big. The stripes just don't flatter her ass. So she put them on the plane, but she did not wear them in public. I ain't mad at you. Do what you do, boo. So they get to the whole thing about Beaver Creek, they get to the liquor store and they have all of these beaver jokes. Y'all know beaver is another word that some people use to talk about the woman's lower region, right? So they have all these beaver jokes, and at the liquor store they have posters that look like women performing sex on each other, talking about, I did something at Beaver Creek. But it's all these cute, like, little puns and stuff like that. So y'all know Brandy and Stephanie's silly ass, they decided they were going to buy a poster and they were going to write their thank you note to Cameron on the poster and leave it for Cameron somewhere in the house. Now, y'all know that Brandy is good for a joke. And last season, if you were watching last season, Cameron did not appreciate Brandy's joke, and it became a really big thing. So, that was one of those things where, okay, this joke could go left or it could go right, but we're going to see how Cameron receives it. We get to the house. Honey, this is a mansion. This is a compound. This house is fucking gorgeous, right? 6-bedroom, the master bedroom. You have to get on the elevator to get up to the master bedroom. It's got a bowling alley. They have a private chef. It is, like I said, this was some Real Housewives of Beverly Hills type shit. Like, this is the kind of shit that you know what I'm saying? So they pick their rooms and everybody's happy because, like, there are no bad rooms. Like, even the room that Stephanie and Brandy are sharing that has 2 beds in it, they're 2 full-size beds. Like, it's not like y'all on twins or something. It is beautiful. She has a private chef, so they're getting their meals going to be, prepared for them by the private chef. And, he's got these wonderful meals ready for them and everything. And they're just having a good time. We see Brandy and Stephanie, they go outside and they are being Brandy and Stephanie. They are trying to slide down the hill with no sled. And they try to slide on top of each other. Then they go get a log. And then they are just having a good time. They just being silly. Because at the end of all that, they found a sled. And they end up doing the sledding. While they're outside playing in the snow, the rest of the ladies are in the house. And Leanne, this season, she working on her anger, she has started meditating. So she's trying to show them how to meditate. So it's Cameron, Leanne, Deandra, and Kara. And everybody's cool except for Cameron. Cameron can't stop laughing. So she's like totally blowing the mood because she just cannot stop laughing. But it was fun. Like, they're having a good time. They're getting along. They're being giggly. They're being silly. And everything seems to be really, really cool. Make sure I get it all out before we keep moving forward. So we're at dinner. And at dinner, the conversation starts to go towards... it starts to go a little bit towards Brandy and the adoption, how Cameron sort of felt kind of stupid because she didn't know about the adoption. But, Kara, she cuts it. She's like, okay, stop it here. Because she was like, Cameron can beat a dead horse. So she was like, let it go. You've said your piece. We're done. We're not going to dwell on it. They have dinner. They're drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking some more. So by the time dinner is over, they are pretty damn drunk. And they play this question game. And of course it's, because Cameron was like, I can have fun too. So she has these games, the question games, and they're all about sexual stuff. And they're being silly, and Brandy's flirting with Cameron, and it's cool. But what was really cool was, I did forget to say this, what was really cool was Cameron found the poster that Brandy and Stephanie left for her that was like, thank you for a good time, love Brandy and Stephanie. And she didn't flip out. I mean, she was saying, this isn't cool, I'm taking this down. But she didn't flip out like she did last season. And Leanne and them even told her, they were like, look, girl, the more you freak out, the more they're going to want to mess with you. So just take it in stride, pretend like it's not a big deal, and they'll leave you alone. So Cameron did. She didn't flip out. She was just like, oh, thank you. Thank you guys so much. I'm just going to bring you. You can have the poster. She was cool with it. But it was all in fun. So they're having a really good time, y'all. Like, I can't stress that they're having a really good time until we get to the end of the evening. So, they're drunk. Did I mention that they're drunk? And they get to the jacuzzi. They decide they're going to get in the jacuzzi. And that damn Kara, she strips down and she gets in the jacuzzi naked. No. No. And I'm not getting in there with you naked. Brandy strips down and she got on her bra and panties. Now, at least she kept her bra and panties on. But again, y'all ain't bring y'all bathing suit. I know y'all drunk. But I don't know. That's just me. That's just me, y'all. Maybe I'm just an old lady with that one. But that I just thought that was very nasty. And I didn't want... I wouldn't have gotten in there. I wouldn't have wanted to get in the damn jacuzzi. So... they come in, like I said, now they're really drunk. Leanne goes to bed. Now here, this thing with the whole Leanne situation. They complained about Leanne last season being crazy, getting drunk, and talking about threatening to kill motherfuckers, which I'm not saying they shouldn't have. That was a problem. But now that Leanne is trying to be conscious about her anger, she wasn't drinking, and they were talking about that. Why won't you have a drink? Why won't you have a drink? Why won't you have a drink? And, you know... my thing is, that should have been self-explanatory why her ass ain't have a drink. Like, y'all should have known why she didn't want to have a drink. But it was like they were trying to push the alcohol on her. And I'm like, okay, look, y'all can't have it both ways. If Leanne is trying to be conscious about what she's drinking, how much alcohol she's consuming so she doesn't act crazy and flip out, then y'all can't be mad, you know, that she's being a little antisocial because she's trying to be good. So you can't have it both ways. You can't have her be y'all drinking buddy, knowing she don't know how to handle her alcohol when she's drunk and mad. And then when she tries to curb how much she's drinking, then y'all got a problem with that. You can't have it both ways. But Leanne went to bed. So Leanne was not here for this fiasco. So they start talking about the adoption piece again. And Cameron says that she feels like she felt embarrassed and hurt that as Brandy's friend, everybody else knew but her. First of all, everybody else did not know but you. Stephanie knew because Stephanie set the damn adoption up. And Kara knew, for whatever reason they told Kara. I forgot why they told Kara. But Kara knew. But nobody else knew. Like, they had a whole party because nobody else knew. They had a whole party to introduce the baby because nobody else knew. And it was more people at the party than just y'all. Like, this was a full house of people. And Brandy was like, a lot of, like, friends I've known since high school didn't know. Like, it wasn't just you, Cameron. So Stephanie starts taking up for Brandy. And Stephanie says, look, I'm not going to sit here and let you bash her because she decided to have a baby and not tell anybody. Oh, my God. Cameron heard, don't bash the baby. So Cameron flips out, talking about some, I can't believe that you would say that I'm bashing a baby. I would never bash a baby. I would never do that. Take it back. That's not what I said. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back. And Stephanie was like, that's not what I said you said. I said, we're not going to bash Brandy because she had a baby. What you heard and what I said are two different things. In the meantime, Brandy walks off. She's crying. She's like, I want to go home. I don't want to argue. I don't want to fight. I just want to go home. Cameron gets on her elevator and goes up to the master suite, honey. And she says that Stephanie needs to leave her house because she don't even want Stephanie in the house if Stephanie is going to accuse her of those things and won't apologize. It's a mess. Do y'all hear me? It went from them, all of them having a good time and laughing and joking. It turned into a big pile of shit real quick over a misunderstanding and a slip of the tongue. Because Stephanie never said you were bashing the baby. Stephanie said don't bash Brandy over having the baby. I don't know why Cameron heard that, but Cameron is stuck on it and it has turned into a big ass fight. So that's where we left off, and we're going to find out if Stephanie leaves. Well, it's funny because in the beginning of the episode, when they were packing, Stephanie already had a pre-planned trip to Paris. So she was only staying there for part of the vacation anyway. And then she was going to Paris anyway, meeting her family in Paris. So I feel like she's just going to leave, but she was already planning on leaving. So it's not like Cameron kicked her out. But we will see how this all, plays out in the next episode, which I believe comes on tonight. All right, you guys. Sorry it's late. But I will see y'all in a little while with the next episode, and we'll see how this whole thing plays out. Peace.